Here we go.
Welcome to Nomad Capitalist Live with Andrew Henderson. Andrew is a self-made serial entrepreneur who's taken his business success from the United States and converted it into a location-independent global empire.
Suck it, bitches.
After years of paying way too much in taxes and feeling less and less free, Andrew learned the hard way that there's a way to keep your freedom and keep more of your hard-earned money.
Fuck yeah.
And now, here's your host, perpetual traveler, international entrepreneur, and citizen of the world, Andrew Henderson.
From the heart of Southeast Asia, it is Nomad Capitalist Live. My name is Andrew Henderson. This is the show where we talk about 107% legal strategies to reduce your taxes, keep more of your own moolah, build more cheese overseas, and live the life of your wet dreams, preferably nestled within the warm, soft bosom of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Spread the word. In a moment, we'll be talking to Willie Felcher, who is an expat entrepreneur with a business delivering Dove bars to hut dwellers in the tropics of Laos. It is not going well, but he has high hopes that chocolatey ice cream triumph is right around the corner. You know, you hear these guys, whether these guys are in Panama, Colombia, Mongolia, Taiwan, the Cook Islands, Nevis, Vietnam, Cambodia, Tibet, Hong Kong, Indonesia, what have you. These guys all saying that you can live tax-free in Singapore. Well, let me just tell you, you can't, okay? I tell them time and time again, I say, listen to me, you stooges. Money that goes into a Singapore company will be taxed in Singapore. I mean, it's not necessarily a high tax jurisdiction, but it's also not low tax. You might call it moderate tax, depending on how you look at these things. 3%, 4%, 8.5%, 17%. It all depends on the way you're structured. Using territorial tax, making money overseas, yada yada. Me, I've always considered Singapore a moderately low tax, high duty, value added, small breasted, yellow bellied jurisdiction, and I don't think I need to explain to the listeners of this program what that means. You know, at our Nomad Capitalist live events, we don't serve peanuts and malt liquor. Not like the other guys. No. We are talking exquisite lobster and the finest champagne and top-shelf cocktails. So, after our most recent offshore Fantasia event, I find myself on a plane to Fiji. The guy sitting next to me in first class, he turns to me and he says, Andrew. To which I reply, who the hell are you and how the fuck do you know my name? And he says to me, you've got a name tag stuck to your lapel. I say, oh. And it dawns on me only then that I am shit-faced drunk and I have no godforsaken idea why I'm on a plane to Fiji, of all places. So my head is spinning, my stomach is churning, and then it hits me. Gregory Deal has not only slipped me a roofie, but he has also clearly managed to sneak a slow-release poison into my pink squirrel cocktail. Probably thallium. Now, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. Gregory meant no harm. This is just a private, fun prank we like to play on one another. I poisoned him dozens of times. But the problem is, I can tell from the pain in my stomach that I've only got about 3 hours to live. And my flight won't land for another 2 hours and 50 minutes. So, I'm just picturing myself going into convulsions in the jetway and having less than 10 minutes to find a doctor before it's all over. But as you know, I didn't get to be the nomad capitalist by losing my nerve just because the chips are down. So, even though my hair is falling out in chunks and the peripheral nerve damage is making my limbs numb and causing my tongue to swell to about 8 times its normal length and girth, I focus. And it pays off. I happen to notice a manufacturer's tag sticking out of the corner of the first-class seat cushion of the guy in front of me. And it says right there, seat-filling 100% Blowtex fiber. And you may not know this, but I do. Blowtex fiber is one of the few substances that will absorb thallium in the human circulatory system. So I waste no time. I pull the toothbrush shiv from the sole of my shoe and start slicing open the back of the seat. This, of course, will get me in Dutch with the flight attendants, but I'm hoping my diamond status with Singapore Airlines will ameliorate any consternation. So I'm there on the plane to Fiji, yanking handfuls of Blowtex fiber out of this seat cushion and cramming it into my mouth, chewing and chewing and chewing with my enormous swollen tongue in the way. The swallowing was very painful. But although Blotex fiber is a class 1 carcinogen, I can already feel it taking effect and absorbing the thallium. My hair stops falling out, my limbs slowly stop quivering, and my tongue is now only about 5 times normal size. And I think, well played, Gregory Deal. Well played. But it's going to take more than a few cc's of a highly toxic liquefied metal to do this capitalist in. And you're next, motherfucker. We'll be back to Nomad Capitalist Live after a word from me.